Hello friends! It has been a while. I haven't really made any kind of video like this, vlogging style, if you will. Yeah, back when I first started the channel, I never really wanted to do tons of like vlogging videos like this, which is, times change, I guess. I decided it was probably time to make a video to sort of update people on state of the channel, what's going on, what's the point of the future. What's the point of the future? Ugh, that sounds bleak. No, what I mean is what is coming in the future. Because there will be stuff in the future. This is going to be kind of a sort of like interesting factoids, tidbits about me, my life. That's William. The channel in general, Liches and Losers. That's the channel. I'm sure you know. But so things about that, a little bit of history, the nature of the channel. Things that are going to be changing, things that'll hopefully be staying the same. I do have kind of a structure for how I'm trying to get this video to be, but I have sort of like scatterbrain. There's a decent amount to talk about. I don't know how long the video is going to be, but who knows? I figured I'd start off with a little interesting tidbit of history. So I first got into filmmaking, or at least the idea of doing films in general, in high school. I've always really enjoyed the artistic side of things. That comes to like music, videos, pictures, what have you, anything really that makes me feel inspired. I really enjoy the idea of making something that makes people laugh or feel something in general. I think that laugh is probably the best emotion or favorite emotion I like to try and convey. Hopefully I've given you at least a couple of those over the last like a decade or so I've had this channel. Anyway, as far as the channel, how it started, so what I mean by we is my friend John. He was in the 10 players you don't want to play D&D with video. He was the DM in that. And our friends, including my brother, we had been playing D&D in a lot of like Magic the Gathering and some board games here and there at that point in our life, back when we were younger. You know, me being interested in filmmaking, I had got my first video camera, which I remember being like one of those Sony Handycam things, which like didn't really have many interchangeable options and stuff. Like it was pretty much like you can change the brightness and the contrast maybe, stuff like that. But you couldn't change out like lenses, for example. It was basically like one of those, this is made for homemade, like home videos kind of thing, record your kid's birthday party with this kind of thing. So we had that, and it was very clear we did not have a good microphone. In fact, we didn't have any external microphone.
I'll do nothing.
Anyway, so we all got together one day, and I said, how would you guys feel about trying to make a video? Like a video about Dungeons and Dragons or something. And they were all totally on board. They were stoked. So I wrote up a little script. That is the 10 players of D&D you don't want to play with. We shot it. It was horrible. It was not that good. It's not that it's a bad video all on its own, right? Like it's not. It obviously has some merit. It's a good starting point for sure. We absolutely did not know entirely what we were doing. I had basically only done a film class, a high school film class for like 2 terms. I did 2 of them. And I didn't have the best knowledge of things like ISO or like focusing or like the noise and the backgrounds, and like we really didn't focus on audio stuff at all in that class. Like there was maybe like, you should choose the music to fit the scene kind of thing. But there was definitely no like, okay, like here's a microphone with like a pop filter and stuff like that. I really don't remember anything like that. So the script was made, and it's just one of those things, it's totally fine. But I think that kind of added to the charm a little bit. I've heard more than one person say that they like that our channel just kind of looks like some guys got together and decided to shoot a video on the spot, which isn't quite what happened. There was a little bit of planning, but we definitely had no practice. Like we did takes more than once, but there was really no direction from me from what we were supposed to be doing. And I remember I dropped the ball on that for sure. A lot of the time I just put the camera in a spot and went, okay, is the person I want in the shot in the shot? Cool. We're good to go there. So I didn't really think about, like, you know, there's a lot of shots where you can see other people maybe doing something, but it's not like in clear view or anything. So it just kind of looks like movement, random movement around that didn't need to be there at all. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun making that video. It's a hard process. It's a big, long process. Multiple videos that we made were shot within like a day. So, like, the 10 players video, that was shot over the course of, I want to say, like, 6 or 7 hours. A lot of those videos, I actually think there was maybe only, like, 2 or 3 videos we have where we didn't shoot the whole thing all in one sitting. And that was kind of by design, in a way, but also not. So if you have a 4-minute video with lots of, like, scene changes and props and stuff, you know, absolutely, you should make sure that you are devoting the time to it that you think you should. But we definitely didn't really do that, and that was a lot of the times generally due to the idea that all of us had things like work and school and families in our lives going on, you know. If you think getting 4 or 5 people together to play D&D is hard, it can be a lot harder when it's filmmaking. It's just a whole lot of doing the exact same thing. There's no practice, so a lot of the times we would just come in and just start doing our lines, saying what we were supposed to be saying. You kept it for a minute.
Just long enough. Okay. Another.
And, you know, we'd have the jokes thrown in there, and we'd have a fun time doing it. It was great. And a lot of the jokes that were made were, like, improv, so they were, like, on the fly, little, like, things. And what I mean by that is just that they weren't in the specific script that I had wrote. I believe the scene where Matt pulls out his Game Boy to talk as though it's his phone, I'm pretty sure that was his idea, and it was a great idea. It was something that definitely I don't remember being in the script. It should have been. A lot of the times with these videos, I wasn't an actor. I was like a cameraman, and I did learn a lot about doing camera work, but I'd get into this funk where we would get a video out, and then we wouldn't get anything else out for several months. So I would just sort of become rusty at doing camera work and editing, and remembering, oh, you gotta, like, do white balance, you gotta, like, check the ISOs and stuff. That's why so many videos have such glaring differences with their lighting and stuff. And Chase, actually, was someone who was really helpful with that, because a lot of that stuff is really, I would say, almost second nature to him. He remembers a lot of that stuff, and he's able to kind of look at a camera and a shot and go, okay, like, this is pretty good lighting. Let's take that, like, light over here and put it this way so that it comes off your face a little bit better. But generally what's gonna happen now is I am gonna be doing all of the channel stuff pretty much by myself. This isn't like these people are being kicked out kind of thing. Nothing like that. There's nothing like that going on. It's just that everybody has something going on in their life that takes priority, which is fine, you know. Really, most people aren't going to be in the videos for a while, and it's just because there's no time. You know, you might see someone pop in here or there. You might see their influence, you know, especially if I'm bouncing off ideas. I will absolutely credit them for anything that they help me do. Life happens. People have their own things to do. There's no problem with it. That's just life sometimes. But yeah, from here on out, a lot of the videos are going to be solo videos of pretty much just me. I have had a long time to think about it. Our upload schedule kind of got longer and longer between videos, which it's unfortunate, but we never really had an upload schedule that much. I mean, I think there was a couple of times where I really tried to do it, but I just, with stuff like this, it's not great to force yourself to have an upload schedule unless you're trying to do something like make YouTube your full time. So I think that from here on out, the thought process is this. I might do a vlog video like this every so often. And it's not always going to be like, oh, I'm going to discuss what's going on with the channel. I might if something big is going on or there's an announcement. I think for the most part, if I were to do a vlog video, it might be discussing like what I've done in Dungeons and Dragons recently, like if I have any interesting stories, because I do still play. I have a different group I play with. We play like pretty much every Friday. Sometimes we skip, but it's ridiculously consistent, and it's honestly very different than what I'm used to. But this group, we play once a week. So I definitely have a lot of stories from things like that. I also have advice as for like DMing, because I've been a dungeon master pretty consistently for the past like 13 years. So maybe a vlog style video like this will come in the future. Who knows? The other thing too is if I were to do more like of the skit type videos similar to what we've been uploading, it's gonna be a one-man skit show for most of the videos. I've gotten more comfortable with the idea of playing multiple characters around a table, just sort of talking to each other. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that do something similar. I had a problem for a long time coming up with scripts that only involve one person, because I feel like with D&D and videos, it sort of helps capture the feeling of playing with people if you actually see 3 or 4 people sitting around a table playing the game. I like the idea of branching out a little bit more into maybe like board game and like Magic the Gathering territory. There's definitely still going to be D&D content for sure. I do have a video I'm making that has to do with Magic the Gathering a little bit, because I feel like a lot of those things kind of go hand in hand. Like, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, there's a good chance you like board games, for example. I've had scripts for board games before that are like skits, but they just kind of never came into fruition. And I'd love to try and get something with board games going. I don't know if I'd ever do like a review thing or a how to play type of thing. That might change. I really don't know in terms of that. I do have ideas for like Magic the Gathering though, because there's a lot of relatable situations I can think to that. That have good jokes attached to them. Anyway, the video coming out within the month for sure. I've actually been working on something. If you want, I am a lot more active in the Liches and Losers Discord now, which I keep pointing to my screen that you can't see on my computer, because I have it open right now. A lot of us talk about D&D. That's actually, I think, the most popular channel. Is just people discussing what they're doing in their campaigns and what they think they could do better as a DM, or if there's any ideas floating around for that. So if that's something you're interested in, you're absolutely welcome to join the Discord. I'm going to put a link to joining it in the description. I did ask everyone in the Discord if they wanted to ask me any questions to have me answer on camera. This is stuff you can always ask me in the Discord, but I figured if people had anything that they wanted me to really go into detail about, I could do it on camera. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I have 3 questions which I will be answering. First one's going to go to Rallick. Am I saying that right? I don't want to say like it's a hard thing to pronounce. I'm just not sure if Rallick is how you're supposed to say that. Maybe it's Raylick. I'm not sure. You can feel free to correct me. So the question is, do you think about success or just doing what you like when making content? I always think about what I like when making content. Success does play a part into it. That's kind of a thing that's a weird question, because not a weird question, but it's something that I'm thinking about in a weird way, because by success, what I think of is, would I be proud to put up this video and have someone say like, hey, you're in this video, or you made this video, and me be like, oh yes, that was me. So that's kind of like a success thing to me, but I also understand that there's sort of like the idea of, do I think about whether it will get lots of views and stuff like that, which I'm not sure if that's actually the question or not, but I'm gonna answer it anyway. Like that. I'm gonna answer it both ways, because realistically, success to me is feeling like it's something that I can put up and be proud of. And that's what I think of when I'm making content. But if you mean in the terms of like views on YouTube or hits or getting more subscribers, there is a little factor of that, and I won't lie. When we had our 10 players of D&D video come out, it was pretty stagnant for a few years, and then I don't actually know what happened, but like we had just a huge influx of views. Like I remember I looked at my phone once and I went, this video has 100,000 views right now. It had like 1,000 maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then it got all the way up to 1 million after a while. And I was flabbergasted. I'm not really sure what caused that to happen. I don't know if a YouTuber like shouted us out or something and it gave us like the additional views, or if it just because of YouTube's algorithm, which I still don't understand to this day, or if it was just dumb luck and maybe someone posted our video on the internet somewhere on Reddit and was like, hey, look at these assholes making D&D content, they suck. When that video came out, Chase and I were really discussing, Chase, Richard and I really, and Jacob, all of us, but Chase definitely was the person I talked to a lot and the most about videos. We tried to kind of figure out if it was because of the D&D content or because of the fact that it was like a top 10, like a list video kind of thing. And that's what we ended up calling them, was list videos. I think that back when I was really interested in maybe making this a not full-time, but part-time hobby or something, I kept thinking and saying we should maybe think about doing a list video every so often to just check and see if that's what's giving us views. Because, I mean, I won't lie, if there was, like, the chance of me doing this full-time, I would absolutely take it, but it was never the goal until we captured lightning in a bottle that one time. Although, the second time we made a list video, it got, like, 300,000 plus views, and that, I think, solidified to me that it's because they're list videos that they got so high up in the algorithm, because people like having that kind of structured content because it's sort of a beginning, middle, end for each one of those numbers in the list. So, you know, we talked about the star player, gave a little tiny bit of a story for it. It had a beginning, it had a middle, it had an end. There was a joke or like some kind of ending for each of those. And I think that people like that kind of content. So ultimately, yes, I do think about success when I'm making my content, but I don't ever want to make the kind of videos that I wouldn't want to put up. That's kind of the best way I can answer that question, Raylick, whatever you want me to call you. Please tell me. I'm struggling. Anyway, I hope that was a satisfactory answer. So next up, we have FemElf asking, how do you decide what videos you want to make? I think that the best way to answer this one is I don't really have a process for it. What ends up happening is something in my life happens that makes me think, oh, this would be an interesting video. So, for example, when we talked about the power gamer or the meta gamer in the 10 players video that we made, where, by the way, fun fact, when I put metagamer, that wasn't like one of those, oh, this is a mistake that he did on purpose. No, I really thought that doing like the power gaming and min-maxing was called metagaming because I don't know. I think that it had something to do with Magic the Gathering and the fact that if something was powerful or good, you might call it like the current meta. And I think that's why I thought that. And even then, that might be wrong. I might just be stupid. But I decide what kind of videos I want to make based on what is going on in my life and whether or not I can make something funny out of it. So the reason that we went for the metagamer was that's exactly what Richard does in real life. He also got to play that character because that's what he does in real life. So he was the most convincing in his deliveries and how he does things. So for example, in real life, and this is not a joke, when we played Magic the Gathering with Richard, he had decks that were so convoluted and complex and they took so long that we called them Richard turns, because a Richard turn meant that it took anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes for him to complete his turn. So you could get up and go to the bathroom or make a fucking sandwich and he still wouldn't be done with his turn. That's just how he ran his decks, and you know, it's nothing wrong with that, but it gets tiring. That's kind of how I decide what videos I want to make, and I hope that was a satisfactory answer as well. Last one we have is from Another one I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to pronounce. I've been calling you C-Cord the entire time I've known you. I don't know if that's correct. Maybe you want me to call you C-Cord or Cord. I'm not sure. Please let me know. But your question was, is it true that your videos are such high quality due to your experience with work in the cinema industry? No. There's no truth to that at all. I'm assuming this is a funny question, which I will still answer truthfully. No, I have no work in the cinema industry at all. I would love to. I think it would be amazing to have like a skit comedy show or something like that. I would absolutely be interested in being like an actor or a voice actor or something. You guys haven't really heard a lot of the voices I do for a lot of things. Some of the videos you've heard them, but I do a lot of different voices sometimes. I'm probably gonna try and incorporate them more into videos just so that they're a little different, like characters I play and stuff. The videos are actually of such high quality, mostly due to Chase. And that's not even a joke. Chase, I've mentioned before, he had a lot of like second nature with things like cameras and shots and how things should look, because he actually had a background in doing like theater and stuff like that. I'm not sure if he had a background in anything with cameras or photography or anything like that, but even if he didn't have any of that experience with camera works or anything like that, theater absolutely helped him to help me make shots look nice. He helped us with props. Pretty much every prop you see that we ever used belongs to Chase. Like, those are all his props. Props to him for letting us use them throughout all the years. Yeah, no quality due to cinema industry work. Well, those were the 3 Discord questions. I guess if there's ever desire for it, I might do an AMA, Ask Me Anything as they call it, in the future. But again, if you join the Discord and you want to ask me a question, I am like pretty much always happy to answer it. That's pretty much going to be the end of the video in general. I don't really have anything else to say. I kind of went over everything I think I really wanted to go over. Hopefully this video will be out within the first week of April. I kind of threw this together. This is in my like actual room. It's not downstairs. I was thinking about doing it downstairs, but, well, and when I say downstairs, I mean like around the table that you guys are used to seeing. I don't know, I kind of felt like trying to do something different. I hope that any questions that may have been had about the channel got addressed, and if there are more questions, feel free to go to our Discord. That's the best way to contact me. You can comment too if you want, but I generally check my Discord multiple times a day. So you can go there into like the suggestions. You can @ me if you want. If I put a thumbs up on it, that means I will probably just answer it in a video or something like that. If it's a quick answer, I'll probably just answer it there. Maybe in general chat or something. Hope everything's been great with you guys. I hope to see more of you discussing things in the Discord. I hope to find more time to do videos in the future. Channel's not going anywhere. Discord's not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. See ya.